We've got the fifth and final wave of the polls that are a collaboration between Iowa State University and Civiqs, and the results are very, very similar to last time. Donald Trump is still in the lead with a little over 50%, basically the same as he had last month. Ron DeSantis is still in second place, but now it's a very, very close second with Nikki Haley right behind him. Both are at about 14%, so it's statistically a tie, though DeSantis is a touch ahead. The rest of the candidates are a little further behind. The biggest news from this is, of course, the stability of this race. Again, not a lot of people are changing their mind. People who came into this race knowing that they wanted Donald Trump to be the nominee have kept that position the entire time. And again, that's about half of likely caucus goers. Nikki Haley had hoped for a little bit more of a boost in this poll. Everything seems to be trending towards that, but there's no evidence of it in our data. She's in fact flat from last month. Ron DeSantis has gone down a couple of points, but again, it's within the margin of error in the race. One of the things that could sort of shake this up in this last week is Chris Christie's decision to suspend the race. Now, Christie was at 4% in our poll, which is, again, way behind this sort of top tier of candidates. Except if you look at the second choice of Christie supporters, a little bit more than half of them said that they would be supporting Nikki Haley. So that's about 2% of the total race, which would definitely put her a bit ahead of Ron DeSantis. The rest of Chris Christie's supporters were mostly unsure of who they would pick, and so there's a good chance they may end up not caucusing. In fact, Ron DeSantis had 0 of Chris Christie's first choice, listing him as their second choice. So again, if Christie's decision is going to shake up the race at this last minute, that's likely to help Nikki Haley. The other thing about the second choice that is a bit odd and a little surprising was that the person who received the most second choice support was Vivek Ramaswamy. On face, that's a little odd. I haven't seen that in any of the previous months or in really any other polling. But when you dig in a little closer, what's going on is that Donald Trump supporters have decided that Ramaswamy is their second choice, that they've essentially decided not to support DeSantis or not to support Haley. And then of the top 4, Ramaswamy is essentially the safe choice for Trump supporters. But given how strong Trump's support is amongst his supporters, that really doesn't mean a whole lot for Ramaswamy because those folks are not going to change their mind and switch to him next Monday. The final, of course, question about all of this is, what's the weather going to do? This is potentially one of the worst weather caucuses that Iowa's ever seen. It's likely to be the coldest ever. And there's 2 schools of thought about what that might mean. First, it might mean that this is disadvantageous for Donald Trump. Trump supporters are a little older, might have a little bit more traveling due to the cold, and that might hurt them. The flip side, though, is this may also hurt Nikki Haley a little bit. Haley's supporters seem a little more motivated by opposition to Trump or opposition to DeSantis than they do an actual enthusiasm for Haley. And if that's the case, they may be a little less motivated to get out on that cold Monday night.